fellow enthusiasts, this is Tommy Lanham, and I am on a mission to break the monotony of the mundane and the mediocre by bringing as much enthusiasm to as many businesses, ministries, marriages, and individual lives as I possibly can. Hey, if you want to know how atheist turned Christian Lee Strobel has inspired me, then this video is for you.
Here we go.
Hey guys, all of us have those people in our lives that have kind of inspired us to some level or another. And Lee Strobel is one of those guys for me. Now, if you have not read his book, The Case for Christ, or you have not watched the movie, The Case for Christ, which kind of portrays his life, and you're interested in doing that, you may not want to watch this because I may give some spoilers in here, so I just wanted to let you know that ahead of time. If you're cool with that, great, keep watching. If not, you may want to shut this off, go read the book, watch the movie, and come back and see this again later. Alright, but Lee Strobel is one of those guys that have inspired me just because of his journey. Here's Lee Strobel's journey. Both he and his wife were atheists. When they were married, they had a child together. He was a successful journalist in the Chicago area. He had won awards for his journalism, and he was known for how well he would investigate a story before he would write it up, and just the intensity that he would put into finding out the facts for the story. One day, his wife breaks the news to him that she has decided to become a Christian. And he thinks, okay, how long is this going to last? Lee Strobel began to get frustrated with the fact that his wife was being involved in the church and doing things like that. Although he would admit that some changes that had taken place in her were very positive and he just did not like the fact that she was committed to something that he felt like was a farce. And so he made the decision that he was going to disprove the Christian faith, specifically the resurrection of Jesus. And so he began to investigate the facts, just like he would for a news story, which he was known for how well he did that. He did this for 2 years. He went on a 2-year journey of going all over the nation investigating the facts of the Christian faith, and specifically the resurrection of Jesus. He interviewed numerous experts in the fields of science, philosophy, medicine, psychology, and yes, even theology. But he looked at all of it from all different perspectives, trying to disprove, trying to get up evidence to prove to his wife, you are doing something that's not real. You're worshiping someone who does not exist. That was his whole goal. He did this for 2 years. He also, in the book and in the movie, tells the story that he had covered as a journalist about a man that had been accused of murder. And all the facts seemed to point toward this man being guilty. Yet the guy overwhelmingly claimed, I am innocent. I didn't do this. I did not do this. He even got beat up at one point because of the situation. But all the evidence pointed toward the fact that he had done this, and Lee Strobel had written an article on all the evidence that pointed toward this guy being guilty. But after a period of time, some new evidence came up. Some new facts came out that showed that this guy was innocent. He was telling the truth. It actually pointed to the fact that it was another guy that had actually committed the murder. When all this came out and Lee Strobel found this out, he actually went to the guy and apologized to him. He apologized for printing the stories without having all the facts. And this guy, who had been falsely accused, looked at Lee Strobel and he says, you did not want to see all the facts. And at that point, Lee Strobel realized that that was true about his investigation of the story. And he also came to the realization it was true about his investigation of the Christian faith, and specifically the resurrection of Jesus. He realized that through 2 years of investigating the faith, that he did not want to see all the facts. And once he realized that, and he began to look at all the facts for what they claimed, for what they proved, for what they were, he came to this conclusion. Lee Strobel, a lifetime atheist, came to this conclusion that it would take more faith to remain an atheist than it would to become a Christian. And it was at that point that he had decided that he was going to follow Jesus. And now, several years later, he goes all over the nation talking about the evidence for Christ and for the faith and for the resurrection of Jesus. He is involved in ministry, and his wife works with him in ministry. He has given his life to this. Why? Because he finally decided to look and to see all the facts. Now, I don't know about you, but that inspires me. As a follower of Jesus, it inspires me that someone, and he is obviously, if you've looked at my personality style videos, you know that what I've described of you from Lee Strobel, that he is a mind. He is a mind personality, means he is a knowledge seeker. He wants to figure out how things work. And once he looked at the facts, he figured out how this Christianity thing works. How it's true. How the facts point toward Jesus and the Bible and all that the Bible says about him. And so this inspires me in my faith. It kind of reinforces that direction that I have in my life. I didn't go through that process. I was raised up in the church. And a lot of times people look at that and go, well, obviously you're a Christian. You were raised up that way. You know, we do the way we're raised. That's the way you were raised. It's not the way Lee Strobel was raised. And for the large part of his young adult life, he did not believe any of that stuff. He didn't believe the Bible. He didn't believe that God existed. He didn't believe that Jesus rose from the dead. He didn't believe any of that stuff. It wasn't because of the way he was raised. It's because he opened his eyes up to the facts. And when he did that, he became a follower of Jesus. Now here's the big thing. He tells in his book, and this is pointed out more in the book than it is in the movie. He pointed out in the book that after he became a follower of Jesus, that such a dramatic change, a transformation, to use a Bible word, took place in his life, that his daughter began to notice. Because up until that point, his daughter had been kind of afraid of him because he was kind of a loose cannon at times. He had anger issues. He drank a little bit. And that it just created a fear in his little girl's heart. But after he became a Christian, even at a young age, I forget how old she was, but it was elementary age, young age. Even at a young age, she began to see the changes in her daddy. And it got to where she wanted to spend more time with him. She wanted to be around him more instead of hiding or doing something else when he came home. She desired to spend time with her daddy. And eventually she came to this conclusion, and she told her mom this: I want God to do for me what he's done for daddy. Wow. Wow. If there was ever any doubt in that little girl's mind that God existed, the transformation that he did in her dad's life was enough proof for her. When I read stories like that, when I watch stories like that, I don't know about you, but it inspires me. And you know what it does? It feeds my enthusiasm. Hey guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comments below, and if you want to be a part of the fellow enthusiast community, then please subscribe.